And Lady J1A here is wanting to have some conversations about the happenings that's going on in our world today, primarily in America, primarily in DC, all across our nation, from sea to shining sea. I have some concerns. Now, first of all, I would like everyone to please check this channel. You will see that I don't normally go off and talk about such political things as I'm about ready to address right now. I touch bases on it, but I always let you, the viewer, have your thoughts, your opinions on the topics. I don't really push narratives so much, other than the pursuit of happiness. We all have that innate right? Our freedoms and our liberties are really being questioned. And yesterday, our judicial system, the judicial branch, had disagreements, to put it very lightly, with the executive branch. Our executive branch currently is believing that due process is not forwarded to all. If you are on the soil of America, the United States, you have certain constitutional rights. You don't have to be necessarily a United States citizen to be afforded those rights. Now, I would like everybody to please chime in your thoughts, your opinions about such a subject. I am not downing a political party, and I'm not trying to raise up a political party either. I am really, truly a in the middle sort of folk, okay? I believe that our pursuit of happiness is being looked at, and I think it's being altered. Being able to have the right to travel is being questioned. Once we start allowing certain things to happen, that sets precedents, making it easier for that same thing to happen again. Good, bad, or indifferent. That's what setting a precedence is, right? And this conversation I'm trying to engage with everyone. I'm not trying to slander. I'm not trying to put down anyone or any particular party, but I am saying we need to be very careful as a nation. I feel, my humble 1A opinion, because when we start allowing certain things to happen, it's going to be easier for it to happen again and again and again. And then where is the middle ground really at after it's all said and done? I want to thank Johnny Bravo for climbing aboard. Hey, hey, hey. I also would like to thank Holy Skunk for climbing aboard. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you. Please like, share, share. Spread the love, spread the word all over social media. Because certainly I think what we've got going on needs to be addressed. It needs to be looked at. And right now, we are kind of at a civil war. Kind of. I mean, we've got agents from the federal government, federal agents, going into towns, into cities, and into a town near you. I'm sure, arresting those that have immigrated over here, good, bad, or indifferent, if they did it legally or otherwise, just to have the need of having to be rustled up, crowded up. And this is just a little much. And I'm wanting to know what everybody's thinking out there right about now. The fact that we have someone in relatively high authority, I might add, that's saying that individuals don't deserve or don't get due process. It's kind of scary. Once that starts happening, where would it end? Where would it end? I think I'm asking an appropriate question. I think I've got an appropriate concern, and especially my concern if the executive branch cannot agree with the judicial branch. I mean, we've got all these checks and balances in place for a reason, right? I mean, some guy's a whole heck of a lot smarter than I, about 300 years ago, decided, let's put some of these things down on paper, some of these thoughts down on paper, and kind of keep it alive by being able to change it around every now and then. That's why our Constitution is a living document. It's still alive. But allowing bits and pieces to be subtracted from it or taken away from it, that's scary. We should all be horrified right now, I think. I really do. I don't know. Please tell me what your thoughts, your feelings are about this subject. Should D.C., Washington, D.C., be under martial law right now? Should threats be sent out to Chicago, I think it was, as well as New York? I don't know. Let your voice be heard. That's what this platform is all about, is letting you all state your thoughts and opinions about subjects that we bring aboard this this channel. And I'm concerned with the happenings that's going on currently in America. I know things are happening, and I know things are changing, and those changes might be for the good, they might be for the not so good. And there's only so much control an individual has, but together our voices can be amplified. They can be heard. Hey, voices of the silenced. Fabulous having you aboard with LadyJustice Liberty Press. I am just talking about a few things that's been going on most recently, and primarily, Washington, D.C. going under martial law. The fact that the executive branch is arguing with the judicial branch of our government about such topics like due process. I think judges, they have been put there in place, so our laws that Congress makes, Congress makes our laws. They implement, excuse me, it's our president that implements those laws, that signs them into law or vetoes them. That is the job of our president, whomever our president might be at the time. I'm just really saddened by our country and the fact that not too many folks are really talking about such things. I'm not seeing a lot of engagement going on. Oh, that was not yesterday. Okay, well. Well, then you can get in there in that description and you can add that in there, Voices of the Silence. I do believe you've got capabilities in doing that. Thank you. If you so desire, if you'd like to. Over a 5-month time. Okay. Northwoods Press, hey, 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 fabulous having you aboard with LadyJustice, Liberty Press. Hey, 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 thank you, thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and spread the word all over social media like wildfire. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, we should be questioning. We should all be questioning, and we should be really wanting some solid answers on our questions. You know, I think it was in fact just more recently that the executive branch has been arguing with the president and saying, hey, folks need to have due process. I mean, even the homeless in Denver gets due process. Think about that one. And that's been going on since, I think about 2017 or 18-ish, something like that. You can't just round folks up and sweep them, literally herding them from one end of town to the other end of town, because you need to clean up an area or sweep that area without due process. You know, the homeless in Denver, Colorado got their due process, and whenever the city of Denver wants to go around doing you guys give me a moment, it's getting a little loud, and I'm going to roll up the windows. I'm sitting in the Constitutional Cruiser currently, trying to take care of things. This is part of the reason we've got folks going down the road in a cat currently. Road work has to get done some way or another, I guess, right? But we've got bills being passed about homelessness, as if being homeless is a crime. That of itself is not a crime. Things happen all the time to anyone. It could happen to anyone. In fact, most Americans are literally living from paycheck to paycheck as it is anyway right now, which is sad that our economy and things are so horrible that you can't even hardly get from one paycheck to the next paycheck without having your ends kind of barely meeting. You know, it's sad how expensive things are getting. Groceries, necessities, other things. I mean, everything is getting expensive, you know, and has been for a while. I mean, we can't just say this is a new problem or a new issue, but it's affecting us every day, and I don't see any relief in sight. Wages aren't going up, but the cost of living is going up. If you are on Social Security or disability, you might get a 2% increase around January. Yearly, you usually get that. But the cost of living is more than 2% usually. By the time January to December comes around, the cost of living for that year has gone up, you know. And again, all that stuff is kind of being considered in this conversation that I'm trying to have with you all today. The truth is, I really, for the first time, am seeing that traveling freely, the way you're comfortable in traveling, how you are comfortable in traveling, is being pushed more and more by the wayside. I mean, it's just, I can see for the first time, it's really, people are going to be stuck. What do I mean by that? Well, Voices of the Silence and I were having a conversation, a few days or so ago, yesterday. There are roads. Well, let me back up. All roads lead home. It doesn't matter where you're at in this America. Any road you go on will lead home. Hey, fabulous seeing you. Thank you for climbing aboard with LadyJustice Liberty Press. We are having conversations currently, in case you just popped in, about the goings on and the happenings of America currently, and what's been going on the past few months primarily, and primarily the past week or so too. You know, we've got Washington, D.C. in martial law. That's scary. I guess it was needed, or at least someone felt it was needed, you know. And in order to go under martial law, I mean, what is, and I'm asking you, the viewers, what is the correct way to put a city, a township, a district into federal law, or martial law, excuse me? I mean, now you've got curfew. The federal government has a little bit more of a grip on you than they had before that martial law was established or put into effect. You know, so you've got martial law going on at the Capitol. You have different laws that are actually being put in place for traveling, the right to travel, RVs primarily, and RVing, Class C or better, like a Class A. Class Cs are really in question right now. And of course, the larger they are, the more they're in question. If they run on gasoline or if they're on diesel, that's in question, you know. What kind of footprint is that RV, you know. They're really questioning the homeless and trying to institutionalize. What do you guys think about that? reopening all these institutions that were closed, yes, back in the late 1970s and the 1980s. And really by the 1990s, I don't think there were really very many institutions at all in America left. All those old buildings are now being reopened, from what I understand, or at least they're contemplating reopening those old buildings. You know, they weren't safe then, and how are they safe now? You know, and I'm talking, you know, some of the building components that they used, you know, I don't know. And it leads me to believe if they're rounding people up and they are institutionalized people against their will, where will that stop? You know, no due process, rounding folks up, you know, because they're homeless. Well, being homeless is not a crime. And I see that they are truly trying to criminalize being homeless. It's not a good thing. That's not good, you know. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts, your opinions below. Let's get a conversation going on in here. And again, please check out my channel. I am not usually political in the sense, hey, I'm not sure what's going on with this. I had to restart it, and I sent you a couple of links, American Amy, and I wondered about that. Hey, Geo. Fabulous seeing you aboard with LadyJustice Liberty Press. I have talked about political things on my channel, you know, like Cumming v. Smith, you know, Smith v. Cummings, excuse me. You know, we did a little thing out there when I was out there in Florida about that. Quite a bit. We did a lot of protesting about that. And just letting our voices be heard. But I don't usually put down presidents, and I'm not here to put down a president. Even now, I'm not here to put down policies, no, but I'm here to question and to have a conversation about where will this end if we start allowing no due process for some folks that are here on American soil. Where does it stop? And if people are homeless, why are we going to now give them a criminal record of sorts and pick them up against their will, the majority of them, I'm sure, and put them in institutions that we've, as a nation, found to have issues or problems with way back in the late 70s, early 80s. By the mid 90s, most all institutions in America were closed. Now, I'm not saying we don't need we need places for people to get mental help if they have mental illness or need, and they want that. We absolutely need those places. But to force anybody for anything medical, that is un-American. You know, you have the freedom of religion. You have the freedom to participate in a religious affiliation if you so desire. You also have the freedom not to participate in any religious affiliation if you also desire that. So, and I think it holds true for medical. If you have cancer and you decide to have a certain treatment of that cancer, that's your freedom to pursue. If you want to, to heal yourself that way, whatever way you're wanting to go, whether if it's more traditional Western way of medical treatment or a more untraditional Eastern way or a more holistic way. I mean, however you want to pursue your medical needs is up to you. Well, it should be up to you if you want to be homed in a house or an apartment, or if you want to be homed in a van, a car, a bus, an RV, a camp trailer, a travel trailer. If that is your pursuit of happiness and you're living your dream, who am I to judge you about your wants or dreams you may have for your life? Well, I think there are folks in our government, and I'm not naming names, I'm not pointing fingers, I'm just saying it appears to me there are folks in our government that want to criminalize homelessness. And if you're just homeless because you want to be, I think that's your right and your freedom. If you're homeless because you've got a drug or alcohol problem, again, that's your business. That's your business. If you want to become clean, you should be able to clean yourself up off of those drugs and or alcohol, if that's your want. But not everybody, and I want to stress this, please, not everybody that is homeless has drug or alcohol addictions. Not everyone that is homeless has mental health issues or needs or concerns. I'm not saying it doesn't happen out there, that I haven't seen it out there, because I have. I'm just saying not everyone that is choosing to be homeless has mental illness. Not everyone that is choosing to be homeless has addiction problems or issues. That is a fact. Now, Lady J1A lives in her body. I live in my body. I also take up space, physical space, in my RV van, the Constitutional Cruiser, which I am currently working on. I need to get back with somebody today on that. And I do have needs, as we all do. Lady J1A is in hot pursuit of sponsorships, affiliate links, whatever I can do, because I need to get a different RV. I do. I need something bigger, a little bit bigger anyway. I really do. What I have is really a weekender at best. It really is. And I've been living in this since 2022. And I've even had people on the road with me in this. Amazing Audits was in here with me and spent quite a bit of time traveling around, going from sea to shining sea on more than one occasion. I've been coast to coast since September of 2020 a couple of times, about 3 times now. And I am in quite need of pursuing that happiness, traveling around, meeting my friends, visiting my friends that I've met along the way. And I've neglected a few of y'all. And I want to come see you guys this winter, all you guys. I've even had friends move from Texas to Ohio. Hey, 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 AJOT and Toe for Life. I'm shouting you all out. Still love ya. Still love ya. And yeah, I'll get over there the second time. It looks like I'm going to be going to Ohio this time. Anyway, but that's still in the works. Nothing set in stone yet. Oh, Miss American Amy, you was homeless too for 4 years. Most of the time had a car. Thank God. Yes, thank God, because the weather can be a killer, literally, out there. And you know, being a female, and I'm going to say it, being a female is a little more daunting in some ways, I think, being homeless or being out there on the road. However you want to look at it, traveling, going on your adventure, whatever it is you're doing, your pursuit of happiness. At some point, Voices of the Silenced, I may go to Ohio at some point. I'm not sure when. It might be next year. Most definitely, probably will realistically be next year at the soonest, before I can get there. Things do take me a little bit of time, and it's because I've got to work them in to my schedules that I've got going on. Right now, I've got a couple of different things in the fire, just to let everybody know. And to remind everybody, because I'm highlighting this, while I was out there in Walsenburg, Colorado, a few weeks ago, I was in a town hall meeting, and I was also kicked out of that town hall meeting. Got that going on. I've got an appeal with Aurora going on. Plus I've got, when I was arrested by Aurora because of Arapahoe County sheriff deputies being offended while they were being filmed at, I mean, there were so many, you'd have to go back and look. There were so many officers, deputy county sheriff officers or deputies, as well as Arapahoe County cars, if you will, that was at a funeral. We did not know, Mr. Amazing and I did not know that it was a police funeral or a deputy funeral at the time until we knew. And at that time, that's a public event. If they advertised it anywhere, if it was in any newspaper, any obituary about this such event, if it was published anywhere, hey, it is now public, and the event is public. And I probably wasn't behaving the best that I could have behaved on that day, but I was very I don't know, when I seen or heard Mr. Amazing being upset and some concern for me. It did. And I didn't know if he wasn't being arrested. Yes, Florida is calling my name for sure, Miss American Amy. I think I will probably be heading down to Texas here. I'm not sure exactly when, but relatively soon, I hope. I mean, winter is around the corner when you think about it, right? I do need to... What? Well, I'm not sure why you're making comments like that. I'm really not. I do need to go to Texas. I do need to visit a brother I have that's been waiting for me. I am working on sponsorships currently and affiliate partnership links. I am doing that. From Texas, going down the south, you know, through Mississippi, going on whatever to Florida. Yeah, I'd like to see my friends in Florida. I've got a few friends over there. Thank you, Miss American Amy. A while back ago, when I re-entered in my channel memberships, I do have those available. I had to kind of take away everybody's wrenches they had, because I did make you a mod. And you also are a managing mod, because I trust you, American Amy. I'm giving you some trust there. Now, not a lot of people are managing mods. I keep that very hush-hush. But I do give regular modship to a few folks. But as I was saying, once I realized that just all of my people that I was given wrenches to could go in and see the channel memberships and they'd be getting the advantages of the memberships. That made me kind of question, well, wow, okay, I don't know. But channel memberships available for y'all if you'd like. There's 3 different levels for you to choose from, and I'm just inviting you to go take a look at them and buy into that if you so desire. I also would like to say that the super chats and super stickers are also available if you're so inclined to share that way. This channel does take donations and gifts through PayPal as well as Cash App. You can find those links for that. I also would like to say that hey, policerecord.com. I would like to shout them out, as well as No Name Coder. thepolicerecord.com/invite/LJLP. Plus $5.99 can buy you some discountage over there at thepolicerecord.com. So get on over there and get some discountage today. Hey. I also would like to shout out Keebler, Danger, No Sugar Coating Truth. Hey, hey, hey. I would like you to go over and check out Keebler AI Music. She's got a playlist she's been working on for a minute, and I'm sure y'all will find that pretty fascinating. And you can download your own playlist, mix and match your music at your will. Anyway, I would like to thank each and every one of you guys, my friends, my viewers, my Liberty family, for dropping in and participating in this conversation today. When I am asking those questions, not everybody wants to answer or ask. And honestly, I'm really scared for America. I really believe we are at civil unrest right now. And that is a very bold statement to make. But I think it's very accurate. I think it's correct. And I think it's honest. Hey, 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 cammed up caveman. Fabulous having you aboard with LadyJustice Liberty Press. We're chatting today about the fact that our executive branch of our government is arguing or having some sort of disagreements with our judicial branch of our government. The fact that one branch believes that due process is not due to everyone has got Lady J1A concerned. The fact that we've got federal agencies and agents rounding up and picking up people like you would cattle, you know, just kind of corralling people up and because they're homeless, trying to criminalize homelessness in of itself. It's just, it's a little much. It's a little much. We've got that going on. We've got the pardon the noise. We've got the threat over our heads, if you will, of possible world war. It feels like in Portland anyway, that there's definitely civil war going on over there right now. If anybody has watched any videos from the past week or less, Portland is really, they're really fighting because they don't want ICE picking up individuals. I believe that's what it is. You know, and it's not so much that ICE is picking up individuals, it's no due process is being allowed to these guys. I can kind of understand why. I mean, wouldn't that clog up our court system tremendously if we imposed, if you will, due process on everyone that is now being held at some sort of concentration camp or another. I don't know what else. Prisons, these little prisons that are being reopened, if you will. This is true. Justice is not always convenient. That is true. Disturb on. I don't know why I'm being disturbed. Somebody's trying to call me. Anyway, that's true. Our freedoms aren't always convenient, I guess. But they're still our freedoms. Now, are we as a nation, as a people, are we going to allow our freedoms to continue to be eroded away? Are we just going to allow that without question, without conversation, without at least talking about it? Now, I'm not asking anybody to go out and do what they're doing in Portland right now, which is, I would call it like a civil war. You got protesters going up against the police as well as ICE federal agents over there currently in Portland. Now, Seattle, Washington is a sister city to Portland. If you guys remember back about 3 or 4 years ago when Chaz was going on, you know, Portland and Seattle were kind of in hand together, supporting each other. Is Seattle going to step up and support Portland during this event, if you will? I don't know. Only time will tell for that. Anyway, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just trying to get on here, have everyone conversate about what's going on, because I'm really concerned. As an American citizen, I am concerned. As an American people, I am concerned. As a people on this planet, I am concerned. Because there's so much doom and gloom looming over our heads, it seems like. Yeah. Don't know. Thank you so much, Miss American Amy, for sharing the link. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you, the viewers, that share. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. I'm going to touch this again relatively soon. Take care, y'all. Now go and make somebody's life a little more special. Go and make somebody smile. Hey. This is Lady J1A, catching you all on the other side.